Hello everyone, this is iKonakona, and here I'm playing as a spy on payload Badwater. Now I'm equipped with the Your Eternal Reward, the Ambassador, and the standard Invisiwatch, and this is a pretty interesting setup. Now if you don't know, the Your Eternal Reward knife doesn't allow you to disguise. When you have this knife, you can't choose your disguise. When you get a backstab, you will take the disguise of the person you just backstabbed, and this adds a pretty interesting dynamic to this class that I'm not really used to, and that's why I'm including this in the classes I suck at week, is because I'm just not really used to this spy loadout. Now what I've noticed when using this knife is that you can go for multiple backstabs with this knife. It's really cool because when you take the disguise of someone, when you get a backstab, the person you backstab doesn't scream out loud, and when their body falls to the ground, it turns invisible, it goes away. So when you get a backstab, it's a very silent backstab. There's no screaming, there's no real evidence that you just got a backstab, and the change is instant. When you take someone's disguise, when you backstab them, it's instant. And that's really, really cool. I mean, you can be a really, really sneaky spy and get a lot of kills in a row with this knife if nobody notices you. Now the trickiest part is trying to get your very first backstab. Because you can't choose your disguise when you start off, you have basically no disguise. You're going to be an enemy spy, and if people see you, they're going to go for you. So the trickiest part is going to get your first backstab, and I usually like to pick off someone who's kind of alone, maybe like a sniper, because snipers run pretty fast, and they're pretty easy to get a backstab on. And once I get that disguise, I know that I'm set, and I can walk a little bit more among the enemy until they notice that I'm a spy. Now with this loadout, it can be pretty tricky trying to get your first backstab because I don't have the Cloak and Dagger watch equipped. I have the standard Invisiwatch, which means my Cloak is based on time, not based on movement. If you have the Cloak and Dagger, it's very easy to get that first backstab because all you have to do is stay still and wait until the enemy just comes in front of you. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to rush. Just take your time, get that first backstab, and you're set from there. But with the Invisiwatch, a little bit more tricky because you have to be really quick. You only have a certain amount of cloak and a certain amount of time that you're going to be invisible. Now I mentioned stringing a whole bunch of backstabs together, and this is mainly because when you get a backstab, it's very silent and it takes a while for the enemy team to notice that their team is being backstabbed. And I actually found that certain servers have this mod where it disables the spy's backstab animation. If you don't know what that is, when you're a spy and you have your knife out and you're within range of a backstab, by default, usually, the backstab animation will play, which means the knife will bring his knife up with the point down. And that's a signal to you that you're within range and you can go for that backstab and it's going to be an instant kill. But I just played on a server that didn't have this animation. It disabled this animation. It was actually Shibi's server, where this animation was disabled, which means it cut off maybe about half a second or so from each kill. So it was so easy to get multiple kills in a row. In fact, I think it was a little too easy, honestly, and that's why by default they have the backstab animation enabled, because it was just way too easy to string a whole bunch of backstabs together when that animation is disabled. When it's disabled, one after another, really quick stabs, and I was getting like quads and triples all over the place really, really easily. I think it's a little unfair. So, I mean, it's cool to string a whole bunch of these backstabs together because this knife really is effective at doing that. But I think that by disabling that backstab animation, it's a little overpowered. I don't know. It's fun sometimes when you get a lot of these kills, but I think it's a little overpowered. Now while playing with this knife, I've noticed that I have to choose my targets wisely, and what I mean by that is it's very important to choose the correct people to go and backstab because you're going to be running at their speed. Now what's nice is that when you're fully cloaked, you're going to be running at the 100% spy speed, which is pretty fast. You can get around pretty quickly. But let's say you were to stab a heavy, and actually right now I'm actually trying to spawn trap these guys. I'm just waiting for them to go in front of me so I can get a real quick backstab. When I go over here, I instinctively go for the heavy because that's what I'm used to. I'm used to backstabbing heavies with other knives. But now, I am stuck with the heavy disguise, and when I decloak over here, I am running at the heavy speed, which is really, really slow. And so now, it's really difficult for me to get another backstab, because remember, in order to change my disguise, I have to stab someone other than a heavy. So it's very difficult now that I'm really slow, and that's why I have to change up my strategy on who to actually backstab. I should actually go for classes like spies and snipers, medics, those faster classes, because it'll make it a lot easier for me to get my next backstab. Here I just take a swing and I actually lose my disguise. So now I have no disguise and have to go get it back, but I'm not paying attention and I get backstabbed myself with, by the way, another spy with a Your Eternal Reward knife. So now he's disguised as me and he can run as fast as me, right? Run as fast as a spy. So next life, I come over here, cloak, and jump out this window, and I'm trying to use the lion technique to try and pick off someone who's not really paying attention and he's all alone. So now that I backstabbed that demo, I have a disguise, and now I know that I can walk freely among the enemy. Now when I come over here, I'm ready to sap this sentry emplacement, but I noticed that that's actually our sentry. That's really weird, because that's the first time I've ever seen a blue sentry emplacement in that position. It's usually a bunch of red sentries there. So awesome job, engineer. He provided me some cover and I pushed in the cart for the win. So my question for you guys is, what's your favorite spy loadout? This is not really my favorite. It's a lot of fun, but I still like the default. But what's your favorite spy loadout? Let me know in the comments below. So that's today's video. If you're new around here and you enjoyed it, you can click on that yellow button and subscribe to me. Also, 2 videos you may have missed: a live commentary as Scout on Fastlane and some pyro on Gorge. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.